Happy Sunday, everyone. I'm going to be doing some little live videos on Sundays, including healers, therapists, and gorgeous local people that have opportunities for us to connect and better ourselves during these winter months. Let me add the gorgeous Jenna onto here as well. Dun, dun, dun. Are you there, Jenna? So I'm going to be inviting the gorgeous Jenna on. I'm just trying to get that to go through. It's always exciting the first time on a live, isn't it? Seeing if it's all going to go through. Good.
Because I'm saying hello, my dogs think there's someone coming in the house and they're all excited, like, hello. Like, go on your bed. On your bed. That's typical, isn't it? They'd be sat silent and I went, hello. And they thought, someone's coming. On your bed. On your bed. Okay. Hi.
Dogs as well, then.
Kids and animals, isn't it?
I got told, yes, never animals.
Yeah. But, I feel my life with kids and animals, so I'm a glutton for punishment.
Good morning, Jenna.
Morning.
How are you today?
Good, yeah. I'm ready. After this, I'm doing a couple of clients, so I'm all raring to go.
Wonderful.
It's not a chilled, relaxing Sunday. It's a go kind of vibe.
Well, at least it's sunny for you, so you get to work the active weather. Yeah. That's useful.
Yes, and I did my morning routine this morning, but I'll talk about that when we discuss what we've come on to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. So as some of you are aware, I shared that I suffer with seasonal affective disorder, and the lovely Jenna then commented and said that something that you can relate to and something that you can help with. So would you like to maybe just share what you offer to the world?
Yeah, so it's something that I suffered with for many years. But once I changed my diet and my lifestyle, it disappeared along with so many other symptoms that I'd suffered with for years. So you call it SAD, I call it low vibration. Okay. And it really makes sense because the sun, which is our biggest source of vibration, feeds our electrical system, disappears. So we feel that, and so we really have to. Also, the other thing that we do this time of year when it gets a bit cooler is we stop eating salads, we stop eating all the fruits, all those electric living, the foods that feed our electrical system as well. And we start eating lots of cooked soups and all those sort of comfort warmers. Now, there's a way that you can do that still and make it high vibe by adding things like, to your stew or your soup. You can then top it with some sprouted seeds, a bit of sauerkraut, maybe some chopped salad on the top, so that you're still getting those. And also to have smoothies in the day, because you can make your smoothies warm. You can add warm milk to them. Okay. So the ways you can get those kind of life force energy foods into our diet in the winter months. But also, like this morning, I mean, it is a sunny day, but often in the morning the sun is still out no matter what time of year. So it's get out there, even if it's in the garden, and just do a bit of sun gazing, because that activates the serotonin in the body. It's a mood lifter. So just being more mindful to kind of get that sun and that solar power during the colder months, because we often spend a lot more time indoors, so it's important to kind of make sure we do a bit of sun gazing. Being barefoot when we can, you know. So what I tend to do is do my sun gazing barefoot.
Beautiful.
So I like supercharging in the morning, because of the ions, you know, the earthing, it charges our system. So that's really important to kind of have these daily morning practices. You can then come home and maybe microdose with a bit of cacao in your smoothie to also lift your spirit, you know. And when you can, spend time by the sea, you know, go for those winter walks, because again, it's those negative ions that really kind of charge our vibration, you know.
I think that's what sometimes people can get confused with, because when we use the word negative in an everyday narrative, it normally means, yeah, a darker, not a obviously it's opposite to positive reaction. But ions in the air, like you're saying, we need the negative ones to balance us back
We
out.
are
That's why we
positive ions, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we need the negative ions to create that spark.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We need, don't we, in the winter?
Yeah. But it's just being mindful, because we naturally feel like we want to go inwards, we want to get cozy. But, you know, lighting a fire is a really good thing to be like looking at, and, you know, kind of getting and enjoying, you know, finding. I think a lot of people, almost that transition between summer, where it's really lively and we're seeing lots of friends and we're at the festivals and we're doing all that fun stuff, and then it just stops. So it's almost like a little anticlimax, isn't it, of like, it feels a bit like, So it's about, well, what can I do? Let's get creative. You know, maybe I can start a new hobby indoors, like crocheting or macrame or art or something. You know, make those long drawn out evenings cozy and look forward to it, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree. When you messaged me, you were talking about your diet and how you're obviously saying how diet's really important. Have you got any tips on any good foods that would really help boost the serotonin levels?
Well, you know, cacao is the most obvious.
Absolutely, but not everyone wants to go for the chalky vibe. So I
No.
just sort of anything else out there that you would like to recommend?
Well, any food that's been grown in the sunshine, so mangoes, pineapples, you know, those kind of things. They're out of season, you know, but it depends. You know, maybe if you want to think more foraged, then mushrooms. You know, there's a lot of mushrooms around this time of year.
Yeah.
They're grown in the sun. They're full of vitamin D. So again, it's that kind of replacing, you know, it's kind of taking what has taken the solar energy and eating that. So things that are sunshine, apples, and, you know, those kind of things.
Isn't it scrumping season to go out picking for them?
Berries, you know, filling the freezer with the berries that are grown now, so that you can maintain that kind of energy through the winter months.
Yeah, absolutely. Wonderful. You touched on the vitamin D part there. Would you say, because I don't know if it's a myth or not, that you should be taking vitamin D supplements or vitamins sort of in this time of year just to keep boosting that up? Is that something that you agree with in your practice, or?
If you're following a high vibrational diet, it's completely unnecessary. If you're sun gazing and you're spending time, I think most supplements are unnecessary if you're receiving the right diet. The only things I supplement with are sea moss. At this time of year, it's full of all the, you know, it's full of like 93 minerals. So
Wow.
moss is probably a really good one this time of year. Spirulina, marine phytoplankton. I've started putting maca in my smoothies as well. I've got a maca and cacao smoothie at the moment, because I'm 44 now, and I'm aware that big M word is going to rear its head at some point. I'm actually doing some talks on that next week. So for women my age, maca it's good at hormone balancing and that kind of thing, or any woman that is kind of struggling with that type of thing. But yeah, if you're eating the right foods, and the right foods are electric food. Okay, so you think, you know, our whole health, all of our health and well-being is based on our life force energy, and that is our vibration. That's what our vibration is. There's a lot of talk about vibration and spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of comes hand in hand, because your consciousness is affected by your vibration. So it's the most spiritual thing you can do is eat a high vibrational diet, because it's going to give you a clear, strong channel, you know, and energy that kind of picks up, you know, anything. But I digress when I'm talking.
I'm loving
so
it all coming.
much to say about all of it. But so a high vibrational diet is a diet that feeds your life force energy. So cooked food doesn't do that. Cooked food is comforting, it can be nourishing, but it doesn't supercharge your vibration.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're having cooked food this time of year, like I said, you know, add those high vibrational foods. If you're having, you know, whatever you have for dinner, just make room on the plate for some salads, some sauerkraut and some sprouts, you know, just it will make all the difference. It will make all the difference this time of year.
Just little additions to the meals that we're already. I think at the end of the day, English folks, we do quite like the warm, comforting food. I've just seen that Dina's put on there as a comment saying that she feels that vitamin D supplement is important for people of colour through the winter months. Is there anything you're aware of, or?
No, but it kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Of colour would come from, you know, from heritage, would come from places where their bodies are probably more designed around sunshine.
So
You know,
the sun. Yeah.
someone me is from the more northern hemispheres, so maybe I don't need as much.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not in our DNA maybe, which is quite interesting. But I just really quite liked that was a comment.
There will be foods that are high in that I still would be upping those foods and not the supplement.
Not the supplement as much, yeah, which is fair play. I think
eating those foods and you can't eat those foods and you're fussy or you just can't bring that into your lifestyle, then the supplements there. But you know, supplements, I think liver injury related to supplements has gone up by 20% last year. So these synthetic supplements aren't that good for your body.
Okay, so, okay, that's
upping, you know, putting 2 tablespoons of spirulina, 2 tablespoons of spirulina in orange juice a couple of times a day, things like that. You know, you're going to get a lot more than taking a supplement.
It tastes like the sunshine and the earth all at the same time. That's true. So the interesting thing I personally get within the winter months is I get some really good sugar cravings, and I know that you obviously were saying about cacao, which is a big part of my lifestyle definitely nowadays. You could sort of suggest or recommend that would be good for the sugar craving or the sweet tooth moment?
So a really popular smoothie that I make for my loved ones would actually be great. It kind of encompasses everything, and that is the Snickers smoothie.
Oh, tell us more.
If you had that in the morning, so I put bananas, dates, peanut butter, cacao, and milk, and just whiz that up, and I think that's going to be a really good sad smoothie. There you go. First. Sad smoothie. Yeah. It's a good one, and it's got the sweetness in there, because I haven't even put a sweetener in my smoothie this morning, and it's really sweet because it's got 2 bananas in there, you know. But if you need that extra sweetness, just add a few dates, and dates are packed with energy and the vitamins, and
absolutely, it's got it all going on. But yeah, no, thank you. I like those little tips, because sometimes I'm in the smoothie and it just doesn't feel quite what I want right now, because I want to be naughty, or I want that real sweet treat.
Yeah. Well, you're coming to our event next week, and I will have made some raw sweet treats. So there'll be some ideas there. The kind of what's that? It's my favourite Snickers smoothie. Yeah, my friend Dee. I've got her onto the Snickers smoothies.
The people are already ready Yeah, I'm gonna.
naughty, you know, something that tastes naughty. It's a winner, isn't it? When it's nourishing, but it tastes naughty. That's my forte.
Life, isn't it? Right there, that is the win-win.
Yeah.
So, talking about your wonderful event that I'm going to be coming to next Friday, the 13th. Ooh, very nice. I
I know.
love
I forward
so
to be
powerful.
blessed.
Powerful.
I'm just so excited that I just saw your post and I commented, and then you were like, "Would you like to come on for a live?" Oh, and I've booked tickets to your event. And it's like that's connections are made now, isn't it? It's just amazing the power of social media.
It's a love-hate thing. I think you've got to use it in a positive way and maybe not life by it. But yeah, there's definitely always room for connection.
Yeah.
Uh, but with your lovely event that's going on next week, maybe let's share what's going on with that, because obviously we've spoken a little bit about diet here, and I'll share with everyone that can find some tips and tricks with what you do. Also, of course, exercise. We need exercise and we need
Yeah.
movement. We always talk about this natural hibernation period that we come into, which yes, does happen, but we have to remember we're still here in society and we still have work and we still want our friends. So there's still an active lifestyle going on, even though the weather's changed. So exercise is a major part, and I'm really learning that yoga has benefited me doing that as a daily routine mentally and embodying myself. It's all about ecstatic dancing, which I friggin' love. Explain a bit more about your event and the ecstatic dancing.
Okay, so yeah, I've been facilitating ecstatic dances with my friend Ian, who DJs. And then we started these events, and we're kind of it's just so basically I spent I split up with my ex 4 years ago, but I gave up, I'd given up drinking, and you know, I used to be quite a party animal. Actually, I used to just cane all kinds of substances for a good time, and then I changed my life 12 years ago when I discovered raw food and everything, and just the feelings of that, and just were higher than any sub can manage, you know. And then so and then I left my ex 4 years ago, and then I started a business with my friends doing ecstatic dances in Bucks. And then stuff happens there, and I ended up lonely basically for 2 years, really bloody lonely. Because in my local town I know lots of people, but to go out would have meant going out in town where people were drinking, and and when I would put myself in those situations because I wanted to see the people that I loved, it wasn't nice. I didn't enjoy it because I just my vibration had risen so much, and then I was putting myself in these low vibrational situations, and I was really feeling that energy shift, and I wasn't enjoying it. So by choice, I spent a lot of time just as a hermit by myself, you know, for 2 years. And then I started these events. And you know that old saying, because I did this years ago, back in 2012, I started a festival, and that old saying, it's one of my mottos now: if you build it, they come. Yeah. And
Absolutely.
yeah. And so yeah, years ago I did it, and I'd always felt like an alien, and then I put this festival on, which was basically me expressing myself in a field. I think putting a festival on is just an art form, you know. You can really express who you are by what's in this field. And then all these people that were like me came, and I was like, oh my god, I'm not an alien. Look, there's loads of us. And so that was brilliant. And so I've done it again. I've started these events in Salisbury, and it's just a soul nourishing alternative to going out, really. And so my friend Dee, who was watching just now, I don't know if she's still here, she often comes and does a cacao ceremony, and it's really beautiful. We all sit in a circle and, you know, just sit. It's just a really good way of just sort of centering into the space, and we drink cacao. And then we've got another friend coming who's going to do a shamanic journey with us once we're in this kind of circle, and then we lie down, and then Natalie's going to take over, and we're going to go and find our spirit animal and everything, and then I'm going to lead us all into movement and dance, and then we're just going to have a bloody good dance for a while, and then just to really shake off anything that we need to, and then and just step into that frequency of joy and bliss, and then we're going to lie down into a nice restorative sound bath, and then you can all go home feeling nourished and topped up with love.
Oh, that's the bit, the getting up and going home bit after all that. Such a rise in this. Obviously I've tapped into DJ Ian. I've checked out what he's all about, and it's all about the medicine music, tapping into different countries and cultures and bringing that all together, which is just incredible. So I'll definitely add him onto this link as well, because that music's beautiful. Like you said, raising the vibrations, dancing, basically just really shaking off the stuff you don't need.
I feel it if I haven't had a dance,
Absolutely.
We were dancing fortnightly. We were doing a Sunday morning dance, but it wasn't really gaining popularity. I just think Sunday mornings might be difficult in this, but it's something we might bring back. But it meant that I haven't had a dance for a whole month. And it's like, I actually started to feel my energy change. And I thought, oh my goodness, I really need to go and dance. But this morning I was dancing in my kitchen to Dread Zone by myself. So, they're still blasting in my kitchen as we speak. But, and it's good because I've had some really good nights live with Dread Zone. So it's bringing all that back. And it's as if I was there in my mind, So you can access dance when you're feeling like a bit meh. Stick some uplifting music on. In fact, I had a client recently who was saying that she suffered with depression, and I was there doing my micro frequency treatments, and I went into her kitchen because I have to wet my gloves, to conduct the frequency. So I went into her kitchen. She had this music playing on her, on her Spotify, and I went back in. And I said, is that what you always listen to? And she said, yeah, and that type of music, yeah. I went, I think that's the problem. I said, you need to put some uplifting beats on, like, for goodness sake. I was depressed, stood in your kitchen for 5 minutes. Like, come on. So music plays such a big part in our vibration, and so if you're feeling down, switch it up. You want some nice high frequency music that you can just shake it off.
I'm so excited for this Friday. Shake it all. And you said dress to impress, and I'm like,
oh no, dress to express.
Oh, in that case I'm gonna do both,
because it's Friday the 13th. It's in the veil thinning month of October. So what does that conjure up for you in your imagination? So is it witchy vibes, earthy vibes? What is it? So just come. There's no rules, and it's only an invitation. You can just come as yourself, but we just thought it'd be fun just to add a bit of, I just like an excuse to dress a bit quirky,
Absolutely. I'll probably have to go to mum and dad's and raid their fancy dress stuff, because they've got boxes galore. But
can I come? We just play dress up for the day.
Every other song, just change character or something.
Just bring a big box of their things, and we can rummage.
I'll see what I can do. Absolutely. This has been a very uplifting and happy conversation. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Is there anything you've particularly taken that you might find useful?
Interesting that you've said about heated food and cooking food, and that the vibration's not as high, because I always want to cook soups and stews and really foods right now. So hearing that potentially that may not be the most beneficial for me is going to
still have it, still have the soup, still have the stews, but just add those high vibrational, sprinkle things on the top to keep it, and make sure you've had a smoothie in the day with mango in it, and there's still a lot of benefit from having those warm stews and soups this time of year, because it is warming. But equally, if, like I said, you can warm up your morning smoothie, and you can put mango, banana, and add some warm coconut milk, and then a little chunk of ginger and some turmeric, so that you're warming the inside up, but you're still having this sort of uncooked fruit, you know, but you're, so there's lots of tweaks that you can do. I'm actually, sorry to put another plug in here, but I'm actually doing a workshop in Salisbury the last Sunday of this month, actually, to show how you can sneak these foods into the winter. So
amazing. Okay, so yeah, I'll definitely link all this in the bottom in a moment for everyone to find you and what you do. I'm sure I'm going to see you a lot more from now on.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's so nice to make your connection. Yeah. How you're
Likewise.
solstice anyway.
Bless you. I felt that as soon as we were talking the other day. I was like, uh-oh, got one in the clan up for this.
Yeah. So you build it and they come.
Absolutely, they do. But yeah, more to support where you're at and what you're doing. And I think it's just really good to make the conversation so people know the local area and what they can tap into and what can maybe benefit them. So
and you live near the sea, don't you?
Yeah, Bournemouth is really close to me in Studley. So
yeah, absorb negative ions.
All the wonderful dance.
Yeah,
Bless you. Well, thank you so much for your time and your energy today. Thank you. And I'll see you next Friday for a good knees up.
It'll be.
Bless you. Thank you so much, Jenna. Lots of love. Bye.